Yeah.
You know, did you find a pair of glasses at our last meeting?
No.
Okay,
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Board meeting here?
I don't know where I left them.
Yeah. Found a water bottle, but that got returned. Yeah.
All right. It's 1:33. We'll call this meeting to order.
Commissioners have had the opportunity to review the agenda and have no conflicts requiring recusal or abstention. Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Asaki,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry. Yes.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna take a little personal privilege before we do roll call. I want to commend the road commission for participating in the career day they had. I seen some good videos of what happened and what they did. There's an older gentleman there showing them how to use the tools, which was pretty impressive. And I don't know if there's any feedback on it, but I want to thank the road commission for participating and everybody that had a part in it with the equipment, the volunteers, etc. That will do roll call.
We did.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item number 4, public comments. Greg Fidel, please. We'll give you 3 minutes to speak.
Yeah, I'm just going to be dropping some stuff off to the commissioners. I'm Greg Fidel, 9420 Allen Road. We've spoken before. Rattley Lake Road and Allen Road project. First off, I want to thank all the efforts of the RCOC for starting the removal of dirt and berms on the southwest side and the northwest side of the intersection. It's great to see lots of dirt being moved. I see it's no small task. However, at this juncture, I do have some packets to drop off to commissioners with a little bit of an update of some concerns I have about the other 2 quadrants, in that I was hoping the Fishback survey and plan proposal was going to propose silt mitigation to be engineered as part of the project. Also, there was a right-of-way on the corner, northeast corner, 6986 Rattley Lake Road, that wasn't addressed, mainly, I believe, because the scope of the work was limited to 10 years. And even though the township sent letters about that particular property and having a right-of-way change of grade and plantings, there used to be a sump there basically, and I would like it addressed, which I have in these packets, 1 for each of the commissioners if I could. And I do have another packet to give. Who's in charge of the project for the RCOC?
Well, it's in the maintenance department, so it's under my
Is it
authority.
maintenance or is it engineering?
Well, engineering went out for the plans to be developed,
Mhm.
but the maintenance department is doing the work.
Right, so is there any way I can get this to engineering?
Yeah, I can see it.
And the reason why, just so I can clarify in engineering, I've learned a lot in the last couple of weeks about the differences of engineering and maintenance. And it goes back to something 3 things Chris Dahl told me, who's my superintendent for maintenance, my district. Very first time I met him 3 years ago, starting this journey. He said, I encourage you to do whatever it takes to defend your piece of America, which was interesting and I didn't understand fully at the time until now. Then he said, get it to engineering. And now I fully understand why he said that, because when I see the crews coming with engineering plans, which came from Fishback and engineering working together, and they're scraping the berms, they have the plans out. Things are done very systematically into the book. While they were out, every one of my neighbors wanted their ditches cleaned. They said, oh, we're gonna clean out your side of Allen next. I said, well, hey, did anyone talk to engineering? And they said, no, engineering has contacted us. So I said, so what are you gonna do? And he goes, well, we're just gonna dig a ditch from the corner to your house, which would make my situation worse. And it also doesn't address the upstream problems on the northeast corner intersection, which were to be addressed in the project, but somehow the scope didn't include silt mitigation or that right of way being taken over. So I'm just showing this because we're at a juncture now where half of the intersection, the west, south, and north, has been addressed. And now I'm looking at the east side, north and south, before the water reaches my property. Because as it states in there, I do believe there's an MS4 permit that the Road Commission is under from the state. And I feel if there's no mitigation for silt and moving material, that was the third thing Chris Dahl said to me. I said, well, I'm a low spot. There's low spots up there and there's a low spot down there. Why don't you take the water to that low spot? And he said, we'd be moving material from here to there. Well, as it stands right now, east on Rattley Lake Road, coming down west and around Allen from both sides of Rattley is moving materials from the apex of the road, east of the intersection, all the way to me unmitigated. I think that should be addressed. There's MS4 permit standards for turbidity, material, silt mitigation.
You need to finish up. We'll give you another minute.
Okay, well then, I explained it in there, so I'm just.
Now, they did fix the one problem. Now you're saying there's another problem.
No, I'm saying it's all the same problem that was supposed to be addressed, but I.
Well, they
from the beginning-
addressed the one thing, and this sounds like another, I don't know the details, so
Well,
I'll look at this one.
yeah, if you look at it, you can state that I've been saying the same thing since 2003.
But the road commission's been communicating with you, and
And to be current, I have talked to Dave in customer service yesterday. He was gonna get with, Jeff O'Brien. Is Jeff here? Yes. Okay, anyways, I know Jeff was out of town. I have talked to him and placed calls. We're just at a juncture where I want to make sure. I stated from the beginning, I wanted to talk to engineering. This was 3 years ago, and I do believe it needs to be engineered so that when maintenance shows up, there's a plan, not just an idea or interpretation of that's high, that's low, shoot it my way, unmitigated. So,
well, thank you for telling us your concern.
thank you, and thank you for your attention. And thanks again for starting the work.
Item number, anybody else wishing to speak under public comment? Going once, going twice, gone. Okay, item number 5, minutes of the April 23rd, 2026.
Or
The move that is supported, is there any discussion or changes or anything missed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item number 6 is disbursements. A and B.
Support.
The move is supported. Is there any questions on the bills that need to be paid?
Yes, so 6A, 62089, the reefer feeder bill, it says capital outlay, road equipment, that's the one piece of equipment. And I'm just curious what it is.
And what page 1 of 2?
No, that's 2 chassis, 2 trucks.
Okay. What kind of trucks?
Dump trucks.
Yeah. Peterbilt.
Big orange dump trucks that we use for building maintenance and for hauling gravel.
$1 million.
Right, that's what I was like.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, permits.
Recommend board approve the-
Been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, we have
A through E. It's recommend board adopt the resolutions accepting the deeds and easements for recording.
Support.
it's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9.
Recommend board approve the appropriation transfer for our 2026 concrete patching program.
It's been moved. Has it been supported?
Support.
Those supported, is there any discussion? So this is just 1.5 million. We're gonna give them till we burn it up and then revisit it.
Yeah, well, we've got locations identified and we've got the contractor carried over last year, so we know the pricing, so. But long story short, we're gonna get the list done, yes, with those funds.
All right, and now I'm sure there's unforeseens that we didn't catch, and then it'll be like another 20%.
I wouldn't say that's certain, no, I mean, they go methodically through the roads. I mean, we may add more locations. But from the roads they run and identify, we usually get through it in one spot.
Okay.
So.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item number 10, we have A.
And B, it's recommend board approve the contract authorizations for the concrete patching program.
Support.
The move is supported. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, so I'm curious the difference between, so I see the contract price, I see the amended price, and then it looks like the approval is for the amount of $27,420. And so I'm just curious as to how those figures correlate. You got the $2 million is an amended price. And then you got 930,000. I'm just curious the difference, like where does the 27,420 come from?
But you got me a little confused on that. Dan, you want to address that one? This is the one, the 27,000.
The 27,000 includes some minor sidewalk ADA improvements that are associated with our future 12-mile project.
Your question is more about how we got to the number total cost.
Oh,
Right, because I'm looking the difference between the contract price and the amended price is more than the 27,000. So I'm just.
Right, if in between the two, in between those two lines, about halfway down, that summarizes what happened. So it says the amount of the increase for this recommendation is 27,000. Accumulated changes and extras, including this recommendation, is 1,077,339. So there was previous recommendations that added up, that they added on to that original contract price.
Okay, which were previously approved.
Previously approved,
Okay,
correct,
so
right,
some-
right. We approve at each step, we approve it, right. So the total, with that 27,000 is added in. So previously, there was 1,077,000 there, gets added to that 930,000 original contract price to get to that 2,000,008, which is the new contract price. We don't see here is the history of the number of additional
Previous.
recommendations.
Okay. So this was over the course of a year? So would it be the 1 million net increase that happened already? Are those changes or extras as well?
Because the contract was extended, they held their price. So we didn't go out and rebid.
These types of, the overlay program and the concrete patch program, we start with a list, but as things come up, we keep adding to that list. They're not like scope increases. They are additional locations we find we need work at somewhere else.
Oh.
Usually like Daryl said, usually we're pretty close on the price at a location, but throughout the year, we may say, hey, we got another curb problem over here we need to fix and need to add that to the program. And we add that in to get it done.
So it would be safe to say it's extra work. That the majority of this 1 million is extra work.
Absolutely.
That's supposed to change.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
You can call it unforeseen too, though, right?
Well,
Just added extra work that happens.
Yeah, it's
Right.
different. It's different than a regular project.
You're in one location the whole time and things come up you aren't aware of or unforeseen at a location. These locations, we're usually pretty good at that number, but because this is spot locations across the county, we may add another location as we see an issue arise through the year that we need fixed.
Well, for example, like this year's locations, I got an email from Marcia Gersonson about some curb on Hickory Grove. So go to Gary and say, why don't you add this to the concrete program? You know, that's how this program works. We get calls, we have a contract, we can go there and fix some things, which is different than a regular loan project.
Any other questions, Tony?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're on item number
11.
11.
Recommended board approve the local cost participation with the city of Rochester.
The movement is supported. Is there any discussion? I have a discussion. I looked through this contract and I don't see anything where it says prevailing wage should be paid. On this, this is actually for 11 and 12A. Or am I missing something or it don't apply or?
With respect to item 11, this is a cost sharing agreement for use for the city of Rochester to use the tri-party program. So the city of Rochester is undertaking their own project and has worked out to be able to use tri-party fundings in order for them to execute their contract. So this is their project, the city's project that they're undertaking.
But we're buying into it too, and so there's 3 parties, aren't there?
Correct. We are contributing. Oakland County will contribute as well.
Yeah. Ain't there something with prevailing wage that was supposed to be in the specs with that? Or it ain't getting trickled down, or I thought we addressed that, but I could be wrong.
We address the prevailing wages with all of our buildings and grounds contracts. This is just an agreement where we're giving our share to the city of Rochester, and the city of Rochester is gonna be hiring their contract.
I know the county had something in there where if they grant money, there's prevailing wage streams attached to that don't fall within this.
What does that?
Okay, is there anything we can do to add that to our language? When we put our part into it?
Well, but this is not our project.
I understand, but we're putting money into it.
Funding agreement.
Yeah.
But you're wanting us to put strings on our funding?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm understanding you to?
100%, yes.
And we can certainly talk to, I think this is something that you have to talk to all the partners about.
Yeah.
Because I know we addressed that with the county even when we did the SAD agreement, when they contributed $2 million. That was a discussion we had because there was a legal preemption argument to be made there. So I think there are some significant legal concerns.
The state put money into it. I know the state project's got prevailing wage in their language, correct?
Not for all of their projects, but
Okay.
there's a definition of state project, for example, in the
Okay.
act, and that doesn't even apply to us either.
Okay.
So
Well, if we could look into it, I'd just like to know if we can, and that way everybody has the same level playing field, you know?
it's not our project, but it's certainly.
But we have equity in it though, right? Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
So it sounds like maybe what you're saying is you want to see if there's a policy issue or
Yes.
amendment to be made. And I would say if that is something, you may want to look at maybe the dollar amount. If we're going to be cost sharing above XYZ, maybe that's like Yeah.
But some people, some parts of road work requires it, some doesn't. If we have the same thing across the board, but here's what it is, All right,
Smaller projects get costly when you add those in. And when you have partners involved in that, they may not be as excited about that happening. That's where you run into the issue on this.
all right. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. That was 12A.
Was a lot of 12.
That was 11. 12A.
A and B, it's recommended board approves the task order agreements with, OHM.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Same thing on this one, the same thing with the prevailing wage? For this one?
Well, these are professional engineering services. It's not construction. There's no union labor
I
involved.
thought the engineer put this out for bid and then there's the requirements, what the rules are.
This is for engineering services,
Okay.
just so it's different.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. 12B,
13 is recommended board approve the 26-27 maintenance agreement with Bloomfield Township.
Support.
the movement is supported. Is there any discussion? Yes,
I have a discussion.
Go ahead.
Discussion. So when it says, local roads except drainage and forestry work, that's like a standard for this type of agreement?
This agreement's unique. It's the only one like it in the entire state between a road commission and a township. But this is essentially, they take care of all the subdivision streets is the best way to put it. And some subdivision collected short of the drainage and the forestry. And we pay them similar to what the MDOT contract is, and I'll let you, Daryl, if you want.
So we're responsible for the drainage and forestry work?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the roads are still technically under our jurisdiction. They're doing the pothole patching, the winter maintenance, things like that. And the reason they don't do the drainage is those items can get pretty costly.
Mhm.
So that's why they're saying, well, we'll do all this, but we're not gonna do that. So it's a good agreement for the residents and the road commission.
And as part of that, when this passed, part of the law says that Bloomfield Township had to have a millage. And they had to have a road department.
The state law written
Yeah.
specifically for
For that.
Bloomfield Township to allow them to do this. Allow any township with a certain population to do this if they start a mill. And I think Bloomfield's the only one in the states that is qualified and done for that and really written for them.
Okay. So it's is correlated to their population as to how.
There's a threshold.
There's a threshold, but
So we don't have other townships and municipalities that are even close to that threshold. Got it.
well, West Bloomfield's looked at it before. But once they run the numbers, they don't want to do it.
Okay.
and they said they follow the state guidelines on this, that?
Well, we put it together based similar to the state.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I understand your question.
Well, with the prevailing wage question again, MDOT requires it. Did that trickle down to this?
No. It does not.
I think.
But at Bloomfield Township's workforce, they're union. They're union.
workers. It's the township doing the work.
They're doing the work.
Right.
Right.
But they sub it out, some of this, don't they?
No, they've got a quite, large DPW, we'll call it, and they're probably one of the few that could do with what they're doing.
Hey, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? None B, motion carries. Item number 14.
Second Amendment Board approved the contract agreement with MDOT for traffic operations funding, and I just want to point out and congratulate the team here. This is money that was in jeopardy of being lost because of the cancellation of the building. It took a monumental effort to convince the state and the feds and some cog was to help here. So we didn't lose the money.
The 5 million?
Yeah.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Good job. Item number 15.
15A. Receive bids for asphalt patcher parts. Recommend board split the bid between Spalding Manufacturing and Alta Equipment.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
15B, receive bids for hydro seeder supplies. Our annual requirements. Recommend board award it to Site One Landscape.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
15C, receive bids for straw mulch blankets. Recommend the board award it to Rhino Seed and Turf.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item number 16.
Recommend board approve the traffic control order.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion?
So I like seeing that 100% of the future maintenance costs are gonna go to General Motors. I just have a question, like what happens if, let's say, they're not there anymore? I mean, you probably don't need the light there anymore, right? But just curious, let's just say they pick up and
We
move
take,
back to Flint.
we take the light down.
Okay,
So it could be like they did in Greenfield, right, with DTE, or who was that we called on?
AT&T.
AT&T, same scenario.
Yeah, we've taken a number of GM signals down over the years and several plants that closed off the Lake.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 17.
That's Danielle.
My name is Danielle No. I'm the Director of Traffic Safety. I've been with the Road Commission for 33 years, and I've been a director for 14. In front of you, you will see some cookies that my staff's family lovingly made, so please enjoy them.
Very nice.
Yep. Very excited that they did that. So they're very young. So the Traffic Safety Department comprises 84 staff members, and we have 4 divisions: traffic engineering, our sign shop, our signal systems division, and our electrical shop. So leading those divisions, we have Alex Rasinski, who's with our traffic engineering group, and he is actually here. We have our sign shop is led by Gary Allison. Our signal systems division is led by Jeff Wood, and our electrical shop is led by Jason Glazier, who is also here today. So before I jump into what each of those departments do, or divisions do, I just wanted to share with you some stuff, good stuff that's going on that the Road Commission has done in our area. We were an early adopter of intelligent transportation systems with our Fast Track program, which started around 1991. We were the first suburban adaptive traffic signal system in the nation, and that's our SCATS program, stands for Sydney Coordinated Adaptive Traffic System. We had the first use of video detection at our adaptive signals. We were one of the first in the world to start using that technology. We also were the first to have an event manager program. If you remember the Silverdome and the Palace of Auburn Hills, right now we have the Suburban Showplace and Great Lakes Crossing. We have a program that essentially we create signal timing plans and the police are allowed to execute them. So for the Silverdome or the Palace, when they have very large events, they'd have heavy in, heavy out. The police would help control the traffic, but they could also control the traffic signals. So they do that around Great Lakes Crossing still when it's the holiday season for shopping and traffic gets really backed up. And also out the show place when they have Comic-Con out at those types of events. We are also one of the first local agencies involved in connected vehicle projects. We've been doing that since the early 2000s. We were the first to start using light emitting diodes, which are LEDs that you see in the traffic signal heads. Those really reduced our energy saving costs from BTE. And instead of using a regular light bulb, we're using LEDs. We were the first in the state to install box bands at traffic signals. So instead of going diagonally across the intersection, they form what's called a square or a box. It's safer for our crews to maintain and provides better visibility for the motorist. We were first to start using a 6-inch white edge line, pavement marking on the pavement, again, provides better visibility for drivers. And small little thing, but we were the first to use inventory stickers on the back of our signs. It helps us know when the sign was installed and how long it's been there. So a little piece of thing, but it's a huge, huge deal for us. We were one of the early adopters of a program called SEMSTN, which was fleet management, which is now has evolved into Samsara to help us with snow and ice management. And then we also had a project in the really long time ago, about 30 years ago, which was in-vehicle navigation with Siemens. So there were beacons that are installed all around the county, which has evolved into like Google and Waze. But it was in-vehicle navigation. We had a little device. We could program where we wanted to go, and these beacons were installed all around the county. So, kind of cool. So, okay, so this is what we do in our department. In our traffic engineering division, we prepare signing, markings, and maintenance of traffic plans for all our construction, engineering projects, and detour routes. We review permits and signal studies for any new and existing developments that are coming. See how they impact our roads. We also do accident site reviews for every fatality that happens on our road. It's critical for us to understand what may or may not have occurred at a location, something was missing, just what it looked like at the time of the accident. We oversee the installation of pavement markings and legends, which you see in those two pictures. We have a contractor do our pavement markings, and we put down about 15 million feet of paint every year on our roads. That includes edge line, which is white, and center line, which is yellow. The legends, which you see on the top right, those are arrows or stop bars that you see across the road. We also have a pavement marking management system that we use to help us mitigate this or to make sure of what we're paying for our pavement marking program. But what we also do is allow the locals, cities, to also use our same pricing or our bid that we go out for striping, and they can use the same pricing to mark their own roads as well. So it's a coordinated combined project to do that. We oversee the installation of signs for permits and construction projects. We also have a traffic count program. We count our roads every 3 years in a rotating fashion, but it's something that we use for federal aid applications as well as for our annual safety review to know what the traffic is on our roads. We also work with the Michigan State Police. They actually by law set our speed limits, but we work with them to determine what those are. We also do traffic signal warrant studies. So if somebody comes to us and says, hey, we think a traffic signal should be here, there are warrants that it needs to meet in order to be designed or built. We have an annual safety review, which my staff puts together. They collect data from 3 years of history, and they create detailed information that we rank all of our roads. So the top 50 signalized and unsignalized intersections, as well as paved and gravel links and also roundabouts. We rank them every year. And then as a group with maintenance or planning or DCS, we will look and see what we can do in these areas to find crash patterns. What's going on in these areas? Can we do short-term solutions like it's in a curve? Do we need signage? Do we need to change the signal timing? Long-term solutions might be adding a shoulder, widening lanes, adding more lanes. So that's a great process that we go through every year because again, we want to make our roads safer, and this is how we do it. We also have a sign management system, which helps us determine where all of our signs are in the county. We also have a guardrail inventory. And with all of this, we use the Michigan Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. That is like the Bible of all things traffic. It tells us how to install our signs, where to install our signs, where to install our signals, how to install our signals. Everything is encompassed in that guide, and that's what we use. That's what the engineers use for all the work that we do. Sorry. So again, going on our safety story, just one thing that I will notice that 0.51, where it says Oakland County in 2024, of a population our size, safety is so important to us. And we are less than half of the state and national average on our roads in Oakland County for our size and population. It's something we're very proud of, something the annual safety review continues to help us focus on. This is just a summary of our fatalities that we've seen on our system since 2014. In 2026, knock on wood, we have 1 fatality this year. So hopeful that we can kind of keep that down. We have seen an increase in pedestrian fatalities over last couple of years. A lot of it is pedestrians not being where they're supposed to be. So that's just an observation that we've had. All right, our sign shop. Excuse me. So our sign shop is responsible for fabricating, maintaining, and installing about over 120,000 signs on our roads and also MDOT's road system. We also maintain and install guardrail and cedar posts. We also maintain and install attenuators, which that's in the lower right-hand corner. Those are primarily on MDOT roads. We utilize a sign management system with the traffic engineering group. MDOT also has a program similar to that called Field Maps, which we're starting to use more of now. Our crews are on call 24/7. I will say our sign shop also fabricates a lot of signs, a lot of street name signs, special signs. Signs like yields, stops, curbs, those we purchase in larger quantities and just have them on hand because it's easier than just fabricating them. It's a lot more cost effective to do that. This is just a graphical picture of what our sign management system looks like. See where all our signs are, and it tells us, what sign is there, what kind of posts are there. Information like that is critical for maintenance. All right, our signal systems division, that is the home of our fast track system and our traffic operations center. We have over 900 signals that are operating under adaptive control. We have over 250 monitoring cameras, plus we have access to MDOT's cameras to monitor the roads that are in our county. We have a wireless communications network, so we can get communications to all of the signals as well as the cameras, so we can remotely access and see what's going on if we can't be there in the field. We are responsible for over 1,800 traffic signals and devices across the county. So I have a staff of engineers that it's their job to look at traffic signal timing, see if anything needs to be changed, and they coordinate that work with our electrical shop for installation. We design all of the plans for electrical devices for installation and modernization. We also design and administer federal aid projects for traffic signals. And any contractor work that's out there where they're installing a signal or any other type of electrical device, we have a staff that makes sure that they're installed to our standards and specifications. That includes art projects, local projects, permit projects. We oversee connected vehicle initiatives, and we also have a traffic signal management system that we worked on through City Works with Oakland County that helps work populating that with inventory data of our electrical devices, as well as signal timings, plans, and we also have some workflow management between the electrical shop and our signal systems division. Again, our engineers are on call 24/7, so if dispatch gets a call from police or someone that there's an issue with a traffic signal, they will reach out to our engineers as well. And this is just our graphical. This is what Fast Track is. That's where it all started in 1991. So these are just some graphics of, on the top left is our SunTrax, on the top right is our SCAT system. So these are programs that our engineers use for the traffic signals that we communicate to remotely. On the bottom left is our traffic operations center, which we're going to be doing a few upgrades in there. And on the bottom right is just some visual of what detection looks like, or some of the camera images look like that we have remote access to. We do not record any of the video that we get at our intersection cameras or at the ones that we're monitoring with. There's just way too much bandwidth for us to store that. And we just don't want to, if someone's calling saying, I've been in an accident, we don't want to be the ones to try to find video for anything like that. So we just our standard practice is not to record any of that information. All right, so let's see our electrical shop, which they're responsible for the maintenance and operation of these 1,800 electrical devices across the county. We maintain all of the devices except the city of Royal Oak. They maintain their own. So we do our own, we do all the cities, villages, townships. We also do MDOT, but again, maintenance is our priority in this area. We have a lot of devices to maintain. That includes, which is listed here, traffic signals, flashers, school zones, hot signals, pedestrian hybrid beacons, the controllers, the detections, the bulbs and the light, the communications. We perform preventative maintenance on all of these devices every 2 years. Our crews visit to make sure everything is in working condition. Obviously, we will get calls periodically that there's a lamp out or that a signal may be malfunctioning, and we will respond to that. But this preventative maintenance is just proactive to make sure everything's working. We also visit the intersections twice for daylight savings time to make sure the clocks are all working. We respond to power failures and signals that are in flash when DTE has some type of outage. It's our crews that are coming in to generate those traffic signals that are not working. We work with connected vehicle installations. We also do the electrical work for our buildings like PBR, Waterford, and the outlying districts. We have a traffic signal technician training program, which is a 2-year program for any new staff that comes into our area. To learn how to maintain and operate traffic signals. We currently have 8 people in that program right now. And again, our crews are on call 24/7 to respond to any incidences that are occurring. These are just some pictures of our crews putting together traffic signals and also checking them out in the field. They are quite large. If you've ever seen them in person. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into these, a lot of electrical that goes into these. So it's pretty cool stuff to see in our shop. And this is just a graphical depiction of where all of our devices are in the county. You can see the top's pretty rural, southeast is pretty urban, the west is getting more urban. But yeah, so we have them all over the place. So, and yay, happy birthday to Road Commission. And one more. Any questions? Happy to answer any questions you might have.
That was awesome. And I can tell you really love what you do too, which makes it even better.
Oh, I do. I love traffic safety. There's so much in our area. That's great.
You got a lot going on.
We do. We have a lot going on. Lots going on. Yep.
So I heard you said the preventative maintenance, you guys do it every 2 years. I would imagine with all of that, all those assets, it probably takes about 2 years to even get through everything. And then you're just starting.
It's a cycle. And Jason and his crew just do a good job of, by areas is how they do it so that we're very cost effective. Because all of the devices that we have, they have a participation agreement. So it may be a city street or a village street or intersection, whatever, with the road commission, but they participate in the cost for that. So being very cost effective, we reuse a lot of equipment. So when intersections are taken down by contractor, if the signals are still in good working order, or the controller or the cabinet is still operational functioning, we'll refurbish that and reuse that. So we try, and we have a lot of that equipment stored in our building so that if things pop up, it's a cost savings for the communities in an effort to keep costs down. We try to reuse what we can. Anything else?
I got a question. So you have 84 people on staff in the 4 divisions?
Correct.
And I'm gonna have a question on the electrical department.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I understand that there's supposed to be 29 in that department positions,
No, I don't believe.
or it's budgeted for 29,
It's budgeted for 28.
28. And we have 12 in there?
We have more than that.
Okay. I could be wrong, but that's what I was.
Yeah, no, we have more than that. Yes, we have vacancies in that area that we're actively trying to fill. But again, they have to go through the traffic signal training program before they're, fully aware or fully understand how to maintain and operate traffic signals.
But I get a lot of calls on the electrical department.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and I think we could fix it and move on, and
Well, we have 8 people in the training program. We've hired 8 people within the last year. So we're moving along and we're getting them up to speed. We can't just, you can't bring anybody in off the street, even if they know how to wire a building. They don't know how to maintain a traffic signal. So we have to take that time and effort to make sure they know what they're doing for their safety, for our safety. So yeah, it's a process.
We're fighting private. I mean,
We are, but
Private's busy in training.
there are people in our shop that have actually left to go to other divisions in the road commission. So, there's opportunities all around and we are doing what we can to make sure that we have staff. We also rely, like when there are power outages, we will rely on other staff from our sign shop, from COD that can help us with generators if needed. Or help us if there's a crew out and we need a spotter or something. So we have other resources to help us if we need.
Are these people working overtime to keep up with the 1,800 signals?
They can. But we have a lot of new technology, so we don't see as many calls as we used to. Because with the LEDs and the traffic signal heads, those can last up to 15 years.
Yeah.
Unlike a light bulb where we had to go and relamp those every 2 years. So technology has come a long way. Plus we have remote communications to a lot of these devices. So staff can check remotely and reset remotely and see what's going on.
So what's the goal though to beef up that department of electrical? Are we gonna try to maintain it with the?
Oh, no, we will be looking to fill more of those empty positions and we're working through that and we'll work through that through the budget process and we plan to get some more later this year.
I know when they go do a light though, it's not just one boom truck. You gotta have the safety truck, then another truck. It's like.
Yeah, you have to have, but again, that's what the box fans help us do because with a diagonal span, your signals are generally right in the middle of the intersection. It can block multiple lanes. So a box band installation, the signals are on the far side of the intersection. So generally they're not blocking other traffic.
But it's usually like 6 people that go do a.
That can be quite the operation.
Yeah, I mean, I see them all the time on the corners.
I'll say.
All right, well, good report. Thank you.
About how long does it take one to go through the traffic signal technician
The
training?
training program, it's a 2-year program. It used to be a 3-year program, but last year we revamped it, so now it's 2 years. And we pay for all of that. They also do training through a registered training institute. So we provide that as well. That's included in that.
I had one other, how do they become a journeyman electrician in the department? Is there
Well,
like,
that's through the state. So we provide, I believe it's 4 years, Jason?
It takes 4 years
Takes
to
4
be a
years.
journeyman, and they have to register as an apprentice, which is their choice. And then we have a master on record that signs for them. And then throughout our program, as Danielle said, the Registered Training Institute is to be a journeyman. Each year you have to have so many credit hours of an accredited school or college. So we can account for that through our program. And once they achieve the 4 years and the proper hours, then they can challenge the state test if they'd like.
so there's 8 people that were in training right now
Yeah.
will be journeymen in 5 years or it could be 10 to 12.
Choose to be. It's their choice if they want to do that.
Right now, currently, all 8 students are signed up to be, that are signed up through the state to be, they're registered apprentices now, so.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Item 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I got them. And these are my old ones. Yeah, item 18, new business.
I have none.
You have anything, Telly?
There was like a they were asking for a traffic signal at a school. And I was just wanting to check on where we were. Yeah.
Yeah, down here on Lasser.
The county commissioner had asked for that. Traffic safety can but they're doing a full traffic study on it right now. I told Commissioner Charles,
Okay.
either earlier this week or last week that we would be getting it back to her shortly with a full study.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everything, Jim?
Well, if you don't write it down, did you write it down?
I was gonna take it.
Oh, okay, we'll talk.
I did want to mention something about the project in line or South Line. I did attend that and you guys did a good job, how you laid it out. Had it set up under speakers. Sweet, short and quick, you know. So,
Craig and Cindy set all that up. They did a great job.
Coordination that they take care of.
Yes.
but with that, our next meeting will be, May 21st. Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn meeting.
Thank you.
Birthday cake.
Let me send me. Yeah, there's some birthday cake over there.